my friends, and welcome back to my channel. It's time to actually achieve your goals. Sure, you think about your goals all the time. You make the vision boards, you write out your goals, and you keep a to-do list. But success is not exactly showing up how and when you want. So what's missing? The answer is simple: a plan. A plan that translates your true desires, goals, and dreams into a way to execute on the plan, so that when you have a choice between working on your goals and scrolling through Instagram, you'll actually feel excited to choose the more productive option. In this video, I'm going to show you an exact step-by-step method that you can use to achieve any goal. So for the purposes of this video, I'm going to specifically focus on just how to achieve a single goal. Most people, myself included, try to work on a few goals at the same time. But for now, I'm going to get super detailed on the process of how to achieve a single goal so that you can practice it, modify it as needed to work for you and your personality, and then expand it to multiple areas of your life. It's so easy to get bogged down by trying to do so many things at once, and I think it can be valuable to zoom in and take a deep dive into one specific area. So here I've picked health and fitness as the one area I'm going to focus on, just because it's something that so many people can relate to. Whatever goal you decide to work on, the process will be the same though, so feel free to pick something else depending on what feels right. So the first step in achieving any goal is to actually identify your specific goal and get clear on why you want to achieve it. For me, I really want to lose 15 pounds. I was kind of the opposite from many people in that the pandemic lockdowns allowed me to focus on cooking healthy meals for myself at home and doing at-home workouts. I actually ended up in the best shape of my life during COVID. Once the lockdowns ended though, I started going out to restaurants again, exercising less, and going out to happy hours with my friends. None of these things were bad per se, but I got into a healthy groove I had established during lockdown, and I've gained a bunch of weight since then. So I'm going to take out my journal and write down all of the reasons I want to achieve this goal. So thinking about why I want to lose 15 pounds. I want to fit into my old clothes again and feel as great as I did during that time. I know I'll sleep better, feel less stressed, and be able to participate in more physical activities without feeling tired. I also know that my self-esteem will be higher, and I'll enjoy looking at myself in the mirror. The next step in achieving this goal is to set a deadline for when you want to complete it. I recommend choosing a deadline that's far enough out to make a difference, but not so far that you see it as someday in the future. I find that 12 weeks, or 3 months, is usually a great amount of time for working on goals. 12 weeks is close enough that you'll have some urgency each week and each day, and that you won't forget about your goal. You should also choose a start date. I like to give myself a few days before starting on a new goal so that I can mentally prepare for the actions I'm going to be taking. And this also gives you time to take care of any logistical things that you need for your goal, like buying something, signing up for something, or strategizing what you're going to do. So for my goal, I'm going to start it on a Sunday and set my end date for 12 weeks out from the start date. Next, we're going to spend some time brainstorming everything we can possibly think of that could help get me to my goal. This is a chance to be creative and not judge anything you write down. And maybe you don't know exactly how you're going to get there, so this brainstorming process will help us narrow it down. So let's do this for my goal of losing 15 pounds the next 12 weeks. So as I'm doing my brain dump, I'm writing down some of the obvious things, like strength training 2 to 3 times a week, getting 10,000 steps per day, eating a maximum of 1,500 calories per day, and getting 8 hours of sleep per night. Hiring a personal trainer also comes to mind, as well as getting a massage once a month. I'm not actually sure how much a personal trainer costs, or if that would be too expensive for me right now, but it's going on the list anyway, because this is a time for brainstorming, not for judging. Once we're done with this big list, it's time to narrow it down, since it would be insane to try to focus on everything. So take a look at your list and pick 3 to 5 things that you'll focus on each week in order to reach that goal. Try to limit it to no more than 5 things, because we don't want to dilute our focus by trying to focus on too much. So for my goal of losing 15 pounds the next 12 weeks, I'm going to choose to eat a maximum of 1,500 calories per day, do a strength training workout 3 times per week, get 10,000 steps per day, and sleep 8 hours per night. You'll notice the action items I'm defining are really specific. I'm not just saying eat less, I'm saying eat 1,500 calories per day. I'm not just saying work out more, I'm specifically saying do strength workouts 3 times per week. By getting as specific as possible, I'm making it easier to actually complete these actions. So now I have a bunch of things that will help me reach my goal. But I think it's also really important to acknowledge some of the things that can hold me back from doing these things. I don't exist in a vacuum, and neither do you. And there will obviously be some temptations and hurdles as I work toward my weight loss goal. I'm going to write down a few that come to mind. First, I know that when I drink alcohol, I tend to crave greasy food, usually pizza. So I'm going to make a plan around this. During the next 12 weeks, since one of my danger zones is drinking alcohol and then ordering pizza, I'm going to plan on moderating how much I drink. This doesn't mean I have to cut out alcohol completely during the next 12 weeks, unless I want to, but I'm just going to be mindful of how often I drink and how much. Another danger zone for me is snacking when I visit certain friends at their homes. I have a few friends who I love hanging out with at their house, but who always have a ton of delicious and unhealthy snacks around. So, my plan for this is to either make sure I eat before going to visit them or to bring my own healthy snacks. By identifying potential danger zones that could get in the way of reaching my goal and making a plan for them ahead of time, I'm much more likely to maintain the habits and actions that are important to me in the long term. So now at this point, we know exactly what we need to do each week to reach our goal, and we've made a plan ahead of time for what we're going to do when life tries to get in the way. Now it's time to execute. The last important thing we're going to do as we go about our lives and work toward our goal over the next 12 weeks is to track our progress. There are tons of different ways to do this. Some people like to use a calendar to manually keep track of how they're doing, and other people tend to be a bit more high-tech with this step. I personally like to do both. For using paper, I like to list out my defined actions each week and put a little check mark next to it each time I complete the action. I also use a free app called Habit List, which allows me to define how many times per week I want to take certain actions, and then when I complete the action, I can check it off. Regardless of what method you choose, it's important to track your progress toward this goal. Otherwise, you'll have no idea if you're on track to reach it. As a reminder, tracking your goals and holding yourself accountable can be super uncomfortable. And if you have a bad week, it can be tempting to give up completely, rather than face the facts about how you did. My advice here is to remember that regardless of the progress you're making or not making, it means absolutely nothing about you as a person. Nothing. Think of it as tracking data. Data has no emotions, and if one week you fall off track, just acknowledge that and get back on track the next week. There's no need to try to play catch up. For example, if I only complete 2 out of my 3 strength training workouts one week, I don't need to do an extra one to make up for it the following week. That is a one-way ticket to burnout and giving up. Just make a note of it and get back on track next time. And this is exactly the process that I use and that you can use to reach absolutely any goal. Let me know in the comments what goal you're focused on next so that we can all support each other as we work toward achieving them. And if you enjoyed this video and my step-by-step tutorial on how to achieve any goal, you might also like this other tutorial I made about exactly how I plan my day. So check out that video if you're interested. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.